Hello, everyone. Trading has closed on the 2nd of March, 2023. We always do our disclaimer, go over our predictions, and make some calls. This is my trading plan for tomorrow, which is Friday, March the 3rd, 2023. It's a plan. I can change it. I can be wrong. Any trade you make should be at your own risk. Well, here's what we said. We looked for the pattern today with the early high, which is this, and tomorrow should have the early low. We said the odds favored gapping down because we didn't get the normal pattern yesterday, and today's open can substitute for yesterday's close. We did get the gap down. I thought we'd promptly undercut that low from yesterday, which we did. I said any break, which we got, we need confirmation the next day. And if we got a break of support, it should take us much lower. And I had some support in the 39.20s. Well, I don't think we're going to get confirmation the next day. In fact, when you have a break under support like this and it gets rejected, makes the pattern even more bullish. That's why you always have to wait for confirmation for any break. Now I had some price targets, 39.58.43, 39.59.56. I said I wasn't certain they were going to print, and I thought we gapped down smartly. That takes the time off the table, but not the price. It doesn't mean they won't print today. It just means I can't say when they will, but they did, so we'll just say those things worked. We have a new target for today, 39.47.62. That's what the rules call for. I'm not certain that's going to print either, because when you reject a break of support like this, it makes the pattern even more positive, as I've said. Early on, MEJT said this drop was a false move, wouldn't stick. It didn't. Said this rally was false, wouldn't stick. It didn't. Said this little squiggle was false, wouldn't stick. It didn't. Now it says this one's a false move. It's going to retrace to 39.47.62. If we don't gap up smartly, that'll have to be the call. Just remember, I think this is a major change in trend, and MEJT will almost always leave a major change will almost always leave a failed target at a major change in trend, and that's why I'm not really confident that's going to work. So let's see what this break did to the long-term picture. Now I had this 39.42 target based on many things. I put great emphasis on this prior FOMC announcement price, which is usually very good support. There are other numbers too. I also based it on this trend line and the wave count I was using over the short term. We had these retracements, excuse me, Fibonacci retracements. They were a bit lower, 39.34, 39.29. We actually undercut all those. We undercut them, but not really by too much. I'm not certain it's significant. You know, for significant, it has to be something you recognize on a chart. As far as the very short-term picture is concerned, there are other ways to count this. You can count this as a 38.2% retracement within a few points of this rally. This is by about 5 points. You can count this as 1, and you have an ABC with good fibs. Could be the end of 2. I suspect it's just A of 2 because I can't count this as an impulse, but it's still early and there could be something I missed. Right now, this just doesn't look impulsive to me. I can't even count it as a leading diagonal triangle, so I suspect that's just the end of A of 2. But let's take a look at the longer term picture. At today's low, this is my count of late last month. You have an ABC with C equal to A within 5.17 points. That's even closer than we were before. But let's take a look at the picture that goes back almost a quarter of a century. This is my long-term count. We have C equals A here within 5.17 points. But if this is an ABC that started in 2000, at today's low, from 2000 to 2023, C is equal to A within 4.38 points. You just can't get too much closer than that if that's the right count. So we rejected the break of support. These things are not really precise. You have to give or take a few points. I had 29.42. That's within 14 points. I'm hoping that's it. Hoping this is going to hold now. We have all these MEJT targets down here in the 39.20s. If this really is B of 2 and not the start of 3, you could go down here. You don't know. But for right now, it looks like we're going to go higher. Now, Friday's pattern has early low. It could still gap up. Typically, it's a rally day with a final hour high. If it's weak, then more weakness should ensue. There's a lower MEJT target. Unless we gap up, so probably the rules call for it to print. MEJT almost always leaves a failed target a major change in trend, and that's what this could well be. That's what I've been saying. The break under 39.42 support was quickly rejected rather than being confirmed, and the revised short-term wave count and my unrevised long-term wave counts all are in alignment and calling for further advances. Now, the advance may not be uninterrupted, because at this time I can't count the move off the low as an impulse. And, B waves can go anywhere if that's what this is. If this isn't 2, but it's A, B could still undercut this without really changing anything. But I think the odds are overwhelming. We've made a major low, and regardless of what happens tomorrow, we should go higher. Tomorrow's pattern has the early low. There is a lower target, but the day tends to be a rally day. I hope everyone who's been following me didn't give up on this break, because I did say it had to be confirmed, and it clearly wasn't. And I did say the break had to be significant. I don't think it is. And I think the idea I've been saying still has some validity to it, and that's today's call.